It's awesome.
What are you guys expecting this week? I mean, it looks like it's going to drop down even more.
Even better.
Can that kind of change things up for what you guys do?
Yeah, it's probably sunny and 85 out there in L.A., right? We ignore it. I mean, it's the way this program's been since the day I got here, so it's nice to go out there on those grass fields. I know that because, when I got here a year ago, those things were not very good, and it was tough to go out there and practice with that surface, but we don't have that excuse. The surface is good. Practice conditions are good. Football is meant to be played out there.
What did you see from Dylan after that pick, before that final drive, and how have you seen him maybe grow, even the tough stuff behind?
Yeah, he's done a good job of just playing the next play. He was so excited when we got the ball back. I was with him on the sidelines, and it's tough because they had momentum. And they tie it 21-21, and we went out there and just gave them the ball right back. So that's a tough moment. And Coach Rule talks about complementary football all the time. We got 2 turnovers and 14 points off those turnovers. We gave them the ball twice, and they got 0 points off turnovers. So that's how you measure complementary football. And when Javen got the ball back, got that pick, I mean, Dylan put his helmet on and just sprinted out there. I mean, he was so excited, that the defense got him the ball back, and had the confidence and the poise to put together probably his best drive that I've seen him. We converted on four third downs, and he made some great plays, and then the final play, it's a run pass option, and he made the right decision. Then Emmett ran hard for 4 yards to get us that touchdown. So to answer your question, I saw excitement after we got the ball back. He was very thankful that the defense did that for him.
What stands out to you about USC and the caliber of defensive athletes they have?
Yeah, just unbelievable athletes. They do a great job. I've known Lincoln for a long time, and know those defensive guys as well. So, they're very well coached. They have very well, they have 4 or 5 star guys out there. I mean, every one of their D linemen is 6'5", 275. Every one of them. Never seen that before, But they got one big dude in there. But they're big up front. Their linebackers are active. Their secondary does a good job. So it's going to be a huge challenge.
What do you see from them in the red zone? Matt mentioned the red zone defense. What makes a good red zone defense?
Holding them to field goals. That's how you measure it. That's why we won the game last week. We held them to a couple of field goals defensively, and that's what everybody preaches. I mean, how many times have I sat up here and talked about, we got to score touchdowns in the red zone. That's got to improve. It's one of the first things that I addressed with the guys when I got here a year ago, ironically enough, preparing for USC. So familiar with them. It's going to be awesome, man. This is why you do what you do. It's going to be a big week around here. It's Big Ten football at its best. This will be my second night game, and first in conference. So I can't wait to see what it's going to be like, man. It's going to be a lot of fun against a good quality opponent.
Obviously, you're facing USC's defense, but how important also is it to possess the ball and maybe pace a little bit to keep their explosive offense up?
We try to do that every week. I want to be explosive. I get that. That's fun, but you want to possess the football as much as you can. They obviously are really good up, offensively, and they're going to have their moments. They're going to have their shots. We know that, but we want to control the ball. We want to keep their offense off as much as we can, obviously. But that's going back to just routine plays and converting third downs and scoring touchdowns in the red zone.
I know you made this adjustment well before you got here, but when was that moment you were like, I'm not just going to try to go as fast as I can. I'm going to try to modulate my pace on offense. That happened well before you got here.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago. You know, I guess that was the head coach hat when I put that on. That changed my mindset as an offensive play caller. You know, just trying to be able to possess the football, and you know, there's a lot that goes into it, from the run game to how you practice, and you can't just say I need to possess the ball. I mean, you got to have the ability to be able to practice that, and the mindset to be able to practice that, and that exists here. Obviously with Coach Rule, and I learned a long time ago. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to go fast. It's fun to score points. But at the end of the day, what's best for your football team? And if you want to play winning football, and if you want to get to a championship caliber level, you got to be able to do things like possess the ball. I thought one of the best moments that we had last week was, when we got the ball back and we had to get a first down, we were able to grind it out and get a first down. Okay, that's culture. That's how you practice for, how you practice in spring, how you practice in camp, how the ability to be able to do that was pretty cool. I thought that showed growth with our offense.
What's your level of concern with the O-line health and injuries? Do you have a level of concern?
Everybody's got problems. It's week 9. Okay, so everybody's got problems. I can tell you they practiced hard today. Our O-line practiced really hard today. It's always next man up. Got to go. He's really proud of Turner for how he went in there, and we got to be careful with him because he's a vet. And he's coming off of injuries, but he doesn't need to practice as hard as like some of these guys do just based on his game snaps. He's a vet. And so we got to keep him healthy, and then we just got to keep practicing the other guys because we're going to get to some of them, and they got to be able to go in there and do a good job. I thought Tyler did a really good job of going in there and getting us some snaps as well.
How tough was that injury for Turner to come back from? You probably didn't even see him on the field till August.
Yeah, they said he was going to be ready like game 5, and he was ready I think he played game 1. I don't know. He came back before he was supposed to. This means a lot to him. You can just tell when he wasn't playing how engaged he was. And he's a really good teammate, and we're counting on him to give us some snaps.
How far have you seen Elijah Pritchett come in the last month since he's been a regular?
He's doing everything better. He's doing everything better. Is an adjustment for him with how our culture is here on the O-line and what the culture is in general. But proud of him. He's a good kid. He works hard. Means a lot to him. He wasn't playing a lot earlier, and that bothered him. And so he started doing things right, started doing things better, and just keeps getting better every week.
Hey, Coach, when Emmett can take 27 carries, what does that do? Just the balance and how safeties play and just some of the different things that can give your offense?
Yeah, I've said it. We can't keep doing that every week, but he gets stronger as the game goes on, and so when you're in tight games like that, you need to win them. You're going to go to your best players, and so he's one of our best players, obviously. So he just keeps getting stronger, and not all backs can do that. Some backs are going to get tapped out on about 12, 15 carries, and he's just not that guy. He can do about anything that we ask him to do, and he's going to do whatever we ask him to do to help the team win. Very proud of him.
Having been at some of those traditional college football venues at night in your coaching career, I assume you've coached at Texas, Oklahoma at night. Mm-hmm. What can that do? What can the environment in a place like this do for an opponent and for you in a game like this?
Yeah, it'd give our team confidence. There's no question. That's. Our team loves to play in front of these fans. Okay, I've been places where that's not necessarily the case. Okay, and so it's a home field advantage, and some people think they have a home field advantage and they don't. We all know that this is a home field advantage here because our players are excited about playing in atmospheres like this, and I'm sure our opponent's going to be fired up about it too. But with crowd noise and been in games like this where the crowd makes magical moments. And so I can't tell you how fired up I am for it. Night game, and I've been here for a night game on the other sideline. When I was at Texas Tech, we came up here twice. One of them was that night. I think it was in 2000 or 2001. And man, I remember that to this day. You know, so our guys are fired up for this week, and you know, a lot of them have mentioned to me just like this is why I'm here. You know, and you know, this is one reason why I'm here is for games like this. So we're fired up and ready to go. Okay, thank you all.